Hi everyone, my name is Sari. Welcome back to my channel. This is day 28 of the Simplify Your Life challenge for 2022. This challenge was based on an ebook by YouTuber Muchelleb. I will link her channel and the ebook in the bar down below. There's also a playlist where you can follow along with this whole series from the beginning. I will link that on the screen. So with that, let's get into day 28 where we list out all our to-dos. You know, all of those times where you're out living your life and doing routine things or whatever, and you think about something you need to do, especially those things I should really be doing sometime soon but aren't really pressing, and then you don't do them because you're in the middle of something else and you're like, I can't do that right now. That requires me to be here and I'm over here. And then you forget about it, but then you think about it again, and it's always at exactly the wrong time where you're not in a position to actually do the thing. And it doesn't have a deadline, but it's just there, and it keeps popping into your mind and bothering you. And if you're like me, you just start getting frustrated and feeling bad about not doing it, but not bad enough to actually do it. Today is about those things. All of that stuff is mental clutter, and it is taking up space and energy in your brain. Hopefully we've eliminated many of these things over the past few weeks as we got rid of things we don't care about and reevaluated our commitments and redefined our goals. But there are probably a bunch of things left over that you need to do, but you don't need to do them right now, which doesn't mean they aren't important. Today, what you're going to do is create a safe place where you can write those things down as they come up. Then, when you have some free time or you're planning your day, you can look at that list and ask, can I get any of this taken care of today? Instead of it just rolling around in your brain and getting forgotten about until a time where it is totally not convenient for you to do it. Next week, we'll be following on to this exercise and taking a look at this huge unorganized list of stuff and prioritizing it and simplifying it. But for this week, we're going to write it all down, and then maybe over the course of the week, you can just bang some of it out, and then it's not on the list to be simplified. That's pretty exciting too. I recommend doing this initial just brain dump list on paper so that you have a big visual list of things that you could cross off and look at and rearrange and sort and make notes on. And then after next week, when you've done the simplifying and prioritizing, you can put it in an online list format or something on your phone or a specific notebook that you can carry with you. But for now, just find a piece of paper or a notebook that you know you're going to go back to and write it all down in there. The ebook has a huge list of questions to trigger you into thinking about stuff you need to do that might not be top of mind. I am not going to go through all of them here. I'm just going to talk about the broad categories, but you can find the whole list in the ebook, and it's also adapted somewhat from David Allen's book, Getting Things Done. So if you check out those two resources, you can probably get the whole list of questions, which is extensive. Here are the broad categories, though. Have you made any commitments or promises to others? Have you borrowed anything that you need to return? Do you have any projects you need to work on, either things that are started that you need to make progress on, or things that you need to start? Is there anyone you need to contact? Are there any events you need to prepare for? Do you have places to go, errands to run, people to connect with, things you need to buy or pick up or drop off? What life admin work do you need to get done? What do you need to get done around the house? What do you need to purchase? What do you need to look up, research, or look into? This should not be something that you do once. Dumping them all out on paper should be something that you do monthly, at least, but probably more like weekly, to get everything floating around and cluttering up your head onto paper so you can prioritize it and make a plan to work it into your life and get it done. It can be a rolling list if you do keep this with you, or just a freeform list on your phone, or a notebook you keep in your bag. Just when you're out grocery shopping and you think, oh, I really need to do that thing for these people, but I have to be at home, or oh, I really need to look into this, but I need my computer. Write that down and then revisit your list. I think the key step here that a lot of people don't get to is revisiting the list. You have to look at the list every day, every week, every month, and cross off the stuff you've done and reprioritize the whole list. We'll talk about the prioritizing next week. For now, just write the list and make sure that you look at the list. I know that making the list now just becomes another thing on the list, but if you make this brain dump to-dos list part of your routine, it will really help you sort out what needs to be done and make a plan to do it and free up space and energy in your brain. Once you've made the list, you will look at it with the lens of eliminating mental clutter by crossing off things you don't care about, things that aren't a priority to you, something you don't actually need or want to do. From there, you start working on doing some of the easy stuff in the intervening week, or the important stuff that you're like, oh, I actually really do need to do that right now, even though I've been thinking about it for 6 months and I haven't done it. Do it this week. And then from there, next video, we're going to simplify this and prioritize it even further. That's it for today. Super quick, super short. Do you do this stuff? Do you write these lists freeform and keep a running list? Or do you just try to hold it all in your brain and then inevitably forget like I do? I do have a list, but I always start the list and then have the list for a couple weeks and then just forget to keep adding stuff to it. So I also need to get better about having the to-do list. Here it is. Here's the running list, and it's messy, and I have it with me. And every time I think of something, I write it on the list, no matter how small or insignificant it seems, because if I don't have something written down, it didn't happen. So I need to get better with both consistently using an actual list and then looking at the list. So let me know how you're doing with this. Let me know if you have tips, or if you're doing this, kind of what your, I hate the word best practices are here, but do you have tips for how you do this? Share with us. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to be notified when the next video goes live, click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!